to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you learned to do? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. McFeely, I didn't order any whistle. That's what they call these slugs. Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world, and so many people who can help us learn. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
Hello there. How's it going? We'll get started very shortly. Hope you're having a good day. Hello, Ornfell. Jake, I see you. Skelly, hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? We'll get started shortly. How are we doing? Hi. Hello. There should be audio. Evening. How's it going? I appreciate you all being here. Pablo, welcome in. Trash Panda, hello. Simple, calm stream tonight. Answering your questions. If you need a dad, I'm here for you. It's going to be a good one. But now, we're home, ready to relax. It's time to roll up those sleeves and think about the good things. Think about in your life what's important. What matters to you the most? Let me bump that up. I hope you can hear now. I want to say thank you for being here. And thank you for existing and being part of this special, magical world. But now it's time. The phone line is not open yet. I do apologize. We'll open it shortly. I wanted to welcome everyone in. The sleeves are up. We're going to loosen the tie a little bit. That's better. I appreciate you for being here. And if you're needing advice, we have a wonderful form to fill out that we'll take a look at. Or you can call in if you're feeling noble and worthy and want to speak to face-to-face pseudo, over the phone, but sometimes hearing a voice really does make a difference. And that's what I want to hear you here for. A voice. A voice for everyone. We'll open the phone line shortly, but welcome in. Hello. Hello, everyone, wherever you may be in this world. Thank you for tuning in to Dadvice. I appreciate everyone for existing and being themselves. Happy Father's Day indeed. Quite fitting for a Dadvice stream or show. And I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening to share your time here with everyone. I do appreciate everyone. You matter. You exist, and you matter. I think it's important to remember that you're good enough. We are good enough. Perfection can be a dangerous trait to aspire to. But, you are good enough the way you are. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that. Whether it's, you might have some differences or imperfections that you might not be satisfied with, but from a different angle, those imperfections are beauty to others. Remember that. You are not beholden to anyone, only yourself. As long as the self feels valued, that's all that really matters. Phone lines are open. Questionnaire is available as well. Go ahead and start taking your calls, should they come in. Numbers on the screen, ready to rock and roll. But I do want to remind you guys, you do matter. You are important, and appreciate you being here. Sometimes a fatherly figure is what's needed the most, but it could be someone else in your life that you feel like needs to, that you respect and value. And, well. Thank you for calling Dadvice.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello, you're on Dadvice.
Oh, hello, sir. This is Trash Panda King.
Trash Panda King. welcome in, my friend.
Yep.
I appreciate you and your existence, and letting you remind you that you are a valued member of society, regardless of what others might say.
What are others saying? Jeepers.
That's not up for me to decide. I don't know. But I know that I just want to reiterate that you are important. You are valued, and you matter. And that's truly the most important thing. Doc, I'd like to welcome you in. Welcome in tonight, Doc. Thank you for being here. What brings you here, Trash Pan?
I'm not a dad to any kids, but I am a dad to cats.
Okay.
And I was wondering, what should I get them? What would they appreciate? What would you suggest?
What would a cat appreciate?
Yeah. What should I get them for Father's Day? I feel like they deserve something.
Give me just a moment here. 1 second.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me fix this here. 1 moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This here. Mm-hmm. Sir. Effect.
Sounds good. Yep.
Bear with me for
awesome.
Just a moment, my guy.
Perfect. Oh, there's a loud sound.
How is that? I think that comes across a little better. What do you think?
You sound exactly like his. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly as expected.
Got it. Well, I appreciate you. I want to let you know that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yes. So what to get cats? Was that the question?
Yeah, well, what should I get them for Father's Day, you know?
How many cats are we talking about?
There's 3 of them. There's
3 cats. What are the cats' names?
There's Larry, there's Patrick, and where did he go? There's the 3rd one.
Where did he go is the 3rd one?
What's that?
Where did he go is the 3rd name?
Bernie's the 3rd.
Bernie. Okay,
I can't find him at the moment.
I thought it was a who's on first type situation. That's okay. Larry, Patrick, and Bernie. I like that. That's a great trio. Well, as a father, you have to treat your children equally. So whatever it is you get them, we can talk about suggestions. You make sure you have to treat everyone the same. You cannot have favorites. Everyone's important. The cats are important too. And you don't want to feel like they are neglected. And so,
Larry's definitely not my favorite. So
why is Larry not your favorite? What happened with Larry?
Larry is, but we're not having favorites, so we're not going to discuss it. But
you don't want to explore Larry not being your favorite for a moment. Sounds like there's an issue you might want to pursue.
I'm saying that maybe Larry might be my favorite. We don't want to make favorites, but sometimes there's favorites.
Fair enough. That is true. You don't want to treat children unfairly, unless they.
I'm not going to treat them unfairly, but there are favorites.
Well, I fundamentally, I don't know if I can agree with that, but
that's fair.
Agree to disagree. That's what we'll do tonight. But as far as getting your
But anyways, what should I get all of them for Father's Day? Because they can't give me anything, so I feel like I should give them something.
That is true. You should give them something. It's better to give than to receive. I agree.
Exactly.
So I think you should, first off, the number one thing you give them is love. Give them your love.
Oh, yeah. They got that.
Give
them
cuddles, scratches, hugs, whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you have a fireplace, warm up the fireplace. I know that's the favorite place for the cats in my home.
Yeah, I have to fix my fireplace, but, it's good inspiration. Good inspiration for Father's Day to fix the fireplace.
I think so. I think fixing the fireplace will be a real treat for your cats.
This is good advice. This is good dad advice.
I think so. I think that's a first step. If the fireplace isn't working, there's plenty of other options. You can get them some toys.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered a catio?
I've thought about a catio. I've thought about getting a one of those tents and then putting one of the little like the tubes from the house to the tent.
Right.
And see if they like that. I've been thinking about doing that. So maybe that's a good Father's Day project for them.
I think a catio would be a great project. And it's more when you use your hands, I find to build something, to manifest something. I find there's greater value in that. It's not something you bought off at a warehouse or a department store or a lumber yard that was prefabricated. Using your own hands to build and guide you, that is love. That is love, my friend.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Using your hands for a purpose like love is so beautiful. So I encourage you, whatever it is you give your cats, whether it's replacing the repair in the fireplace or a catio, I encourage you, whatever it is, use your hands. They'll value it so much more. And it'll be healthier for you too in the long run. That's what I say.
This is great advice. Fantastic advice. Thank you, John.
Anything else, Trash Panicking, would you like to ask while we're here before I let you go?
What's that?
Anything else? Any other requests or advice?
No,
or anything you need? Okay.
That's about it for now. I will let you go and let somebody else call in.
I appreciate you. You have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Phone line is open. There's also a link to a questionnaire. How's everyone doing? Let's do a quick check-in. Everybody doing good? How is everyone? I hope you had a good weekend. Bread, hello. Hello. Welcome in, guys. This is, life is magical. Living is magical. When the sun comes up, I think, wow, I've been blessed with another day to live. What am I going to do today? What will life surprise me with? What's out there that I haven't discovered? What hasn't been discovered yet? What will I learn today that I didn't know before? Life can be a mystery, but I think the pursuit of solving that mystery is beautiful. Who knows where life takes you? It might go in the way you don't want to go. And some things, are out of your control. But in the end, it's your journey, and your journey alone. But control the things you can control. Your emotions, your smile, your sadness, your anxiety, anger. They're all valid emotions.
Call from
Jungle Wumbo.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Thank you for calling Dadvice. Welcome in.
Hello. Genuine question. How should I react if somebody has a father who has not been active in their life and they get a sudden message from their father who has not been active in their life for over 20 years?
Oh, that's a great question. 20 years, huh? That's incredible. Well, without knowing the full story, fair to say, that's got to be tough. First off, let's validate your feelings. How are you feeling right now receiving that message?
Well, it's. I'm asking for a friend who is asking me for advice.
Sure, of course. Well, what would your friend be feeling? Would you, if you were to guess?
From what they've explained to me, mixed feelings because they have a stepfather to fill in that fatherly role who has done a good job, and their biological father has not been a part of their life while being able to contact them for that whole 20 plus years.
And they contacted today on Father's Day. Interesting.
On their birthday. Not
On their
Father's
birthday,
Day.
recently. Okay. Well, we did mention that life's a mystery, and you can't control most things around you, but you can control your actions. And your friend, who just got this message, I'm sure is shocked, stunned, and sort of without words maybe, and not knowing how to respond. And that's okay. Not every response is going to be the same, but they have to look towards their feelings. Is this whatever transgression may have occurred? Is that something you can forgive? Has it been long enough? Because we know time heals wounds. And that's what's most important. Has enough time passed to heal those wounds? There's obviously something that has transpired so that their father, whoever it may be, hasn't been around for 20 years. But given the nature of the message and their feelings, the question is, how do you respond? There's only two responses, really. Do you pursue? Well, there's three actually. There's actually three responses. Let me back up for a second. There's three responses. One, you respond, engage, and try to build a bridge. Two, you respond in a tone while frustrated, you still maintain your composure and reiterate that you don't wish to have this relationship with their father, whoever it may be. The third is to ignore. Just because they're reaching out does not mean you have to respond. That's always an option. Or at least not respond till you are ready. Because the ball is in your court. The ball is in your hand. You control the game. You're the pitcher right now. You decide whether you want to throw a ball or a strike. You're on the mound. You get to decide now. After 20 years.
Johnson makes me smile.
420 fans, I appreciate you. Welcome into Dadvice. Thank you. And that's important to remember, is that you matter. You are important in this situation. Blue Angel Vix, thank you for being here and existing. I appreciate you. That's what matters most, is you are in control. And you matter in this situation. We have to remember that. Because a lot, obviously, not hearing from your dad in 20 years is complicated. So of course you're trying to thread the needle through all these emotions, but forgetting the eye of the needle is so small, you couldn't possibly be able to do that. So my advice to you, or whoever it may be, would be to take a step back, even write a list out of pros and cons of why you would want to pursue or perhaps not pursue. Because it's about you, not about them. It's about you or your friend, whoever it might be. And that's what you have to remember. It's about their feelings now.
Thank you for your advice, Grandpa Uwe. I will relay this information. And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to you as well. Thank you. Phone line's open. Want to call in? There's also the form up top if you'd like to answer. We can take a Google form real quick. We have a question. We have a couple questions here, actually. We'll answer them right now. How often should I walk my lizard? Pets. You know, they treat you sometimes even better than children, dare I say. You know? They're important. They're just like children. How often did you walk them? Well, I think it's important. A couple things to keep in mind. Number one, make sure you have a safe and secure harness for your lizard that they're comfortable with. I would suggest practicing at home. Okay? That they're comfortable with that before you take them out. That meets their needs. They're still able to be mobile. Number two, I would also say a proper leash, proper length for them is important. The temperature needs to be adequate for them, for their natural habitat, not too hot, not too cold. They'll be they're very sensitive to the weather conditions, so keep that in mind. Number three, if and when you do go out, make sure to avoid any food. Do not let them eat bugs, anything that you might not give them at home, because insects in the wild can carry diseases and parasites, and the last we want to do is have your lizard, fall ill because of a walk. That'd be traumatic. We don't want that. How often should you walk your lizard? Well, I think it's an incredible bonding moment for you and your pet. So as long as you're safe, have an adequate leash, and make sure they're not eating as often as you'd like, because that bond will only grow. It'll only get bigger. And that's what makes our hearts full. Relationships. Healthy, positive relationships. We have another question. Which is a better product? WD-40, duct tape, or an Eggo waffle? Well, let's break it down. Duct tape, perhaps the most versatile. WD-40, most sensible and practical. Eggo waffle, most edible. I guess it depends what your needs are. If you want to make a duct tape wallet or have a leak you're trying to fill, duct tape, be great. WD-40, you have a leak, if you have a squeaky fence, something that's not quite, needs some lubrication, WD-40. Eggo waffle, the beauty of the Eggo waffle, it's quick and easy. Sometimes, for some, it's hard to wake up in the morning. A lot of people just struggle out the door and don't even eat and then wonder why they're hangry before noon. The Eggo waffle's perfect. Throw it in the toaster. And you're good to go. You can put it in a little pocket and some syrup on top of it. You're good to go. Duct tape, it moves and shouldn't. WD-40, it doesn't move and it should. This is true. That's the easy way to put it, yes. That's probably the right answer. Depends on your needs. And like this show, as we always acknowledge, everyone's needs are different and valued. And you matter. Yes. You matter, Wheat Bread. You matter, Ring Banana. You matter, Trash Panda King. You matter, 420 Bands. Netbanger, you matter as well. Keep that in mind. Yes, you do. Phone line is open as always. Phone number on the screen. Feel free to call in. We'll take some more questions here. Or just simply answer the form right here. and this sort of ties into our lizard discussion, actually. How do you feel about pet parents who call their pets their children? Funny, it's the darndest thing, I, at one point, was on the other side of the fence, where I smocked, I smirched, I scoffed and laughed at the idea of parents calling their pets their children. But that comes from a place of ignorance, truthfully. And, I'm willing to admit that. And that's important, to admit your faults and shortcomings. That's how you improve, because, quite frankly, every day is an opportunity to improve, And if we allow ourselves to admit our shortcomings, we're only going to improve ourselves. So dare I say, when someone admits their shortcoming, listen, because that's important, because we all make mistakes. But to this question here, I have no problem with it. You don't, on the surface level, it might seem silly, foolish perhaps. Even those that might dress up their pets, that might be silly, humorous. You might shrug your shoulders, point and laugh. But the truth is, we don't know what's happened in that adult's life. We don't know the full story. Maybe they had children who are no longer with us. Maybe they can't have children. Maybe they've always wanted children. But for one reason or another, they're not in their lives. And we need to remember that and respect that. So we need to make sure that if people have their pets as their children, that's okay. That's all right. Everyone lives different lives. Whatever helps them cope or get through the day, it's all right with me, because we're all living and sharing this world, this big, beautiful planet together. And the more we can coexist, the more we can live in harmony. Are we at harmony yet? I'd like to think so, but the truth tells me we're not there. But a little more compassion and understanding will go a long way. Maybe there was a time in your life where you were misunderstood, where you could have needed a bit more compassion. Compassion for others. It goes a long way. And this is another friendly reminder that compassion heals. Compassion is understanding. Compassion is empathy. Those are values that just feel like are forgotten at times. And we need to remember that. We need to remember our compassion. Have you looked at your compassion compass lately? Your compassion compass? Because if you look at your compassion compass, it'll guide you in the right direction. But when was the last time you looked at it? Truthfully. Maybe you need to check in. Maybe it's not pointing north like it should. That's okay. You can fix it. You have the tools to fix your compass. It just takes time and energy and patience. And guess what you've just done? You've learned a new skill. That's right. You've learned a new skill by fixing your compassion compass. How does that feel? Does that feel good? I hope it does. You should feel good. You should feel great. We all should feel great. We all have the ability to feel different things. But compassion will help keep this world spinning. have some more questions here. Here's a great one. What is the best way to support a new dad or parents when you're running low on energy yourself? So the way this question is worded, I'm assuming they want to support someone who maybe has a newborn or young infant in their life. First of all, congratulations to the new couple, the new parents. Always beautiful. Bringing new life into the world is magical. It's science and love all wrapped into one. How often can we say that, where science and love embrace one another and create something that is beautiful in your own vision, from your own body? Let them embrace. Let the compassion flow through you right now. But I understand when you say, when you're running low on energy yourself, I understand. It's tough. But we need to remember that they're low on energy too. A simple thing you can do is, if you have the financial means, a simple gift card for food or meals, offer to do grocery shopping, any errands you can run for them. That's something simple. You know what? Also, just checking in. Because when you're parents and you're just starting out, you feel kind of lonely. And part of that is because it's your own journey. It's your own opportunity, right? And as a new parent, you've heard months and months of advice, some good, some bad, some you didn't ask for, right? But it's your story that you're telling with your new child. You have to remember that. And you have to find that journey on your own. No one really teaches you how to hold a child. You just kind of instinctively do it, right? You can practice with a doll, sure, but nothing feels tangible like the feel of a newborn child in your arms. It's incredible. But I say this because it is draining. Because your life force that was meant for you is now being shared by a new body to make the family unit complete. The best way you can support, one way, just check in. Just listen. Offer a night out in the town, perhaps. An evening dinner. Maybe cook dinner for them. Something that just let them get a little bit of energy back. That's important. But I think that's what matters too. Is that you're there to support them. You're taking the step in the right direction, and you feel for them one way or another. So that's what I would recommend. Trash panicking. If you're heading out, by all means, have a good night. I appreciate you for being here and existing, my friend. Everyone say goodnight to Trash Panicking, please, if you're here. Be sure to say goodnight. Thank you all for being here. It's been a fine day. It's been a wonderful evening. We have some more messages here. Let's head to the messages, shall we? Here's one. How can I prepare myself for kids? For when I have children later in my life? That's a great question. First, I would have to ask, being here on the Dadvice Show, you might have some interest in being a father yourself, maybe. And that's great. That's wonderful. Thank you for being here. But I think you have to ask first. It's an important question. I know it sounds silly, but we can't overlook it. Do you enjoy being around kids? Is this something you're passionate about, you are 100% certain on? I would say the best thing you can do to prepare yourself is to exist around children, one way or another. That can be volunteering at the YMCA, being a big brother, big sister perhaps, or helping with, if you have any siblings with kids, if you're aunt or an uncle, or you have younger cousins perhaps, seeing how they operate on a regular basis, what that's like, seeing what the challenges are of being a parent. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. But I think that's what you could do best, is to expose yourself positively, and by self I mean your mind, around kids and what they offer for you. But your vision or idea of raising a child will be different from someone else. And that's what's great. If everyone was the same, life would be boring, quite frankly. And I couldn't imagine a world where everyone looks the same, or dresses the same, or feels the same. We wouldn't have theater like we do. We wouldn't have music the way we do. The arts. All of that wouldn't exist if we all came from the same cloth. But being different is what matters most. Think about that. I'm different, and that's okay. You could say it. I'm different. I'm different, and that's okay. You're different. Hey, that's awesome. I'm proud of you. You're doing great. Built different. You are built different. We all are. Everybody's different. I'm built different. We all can show our muscles. But the best muscle you can develop is your mind. That is fine. Everyone's built different. Some people are up. They start their day right now. Other people go into bed. Everyone is different. And that's a-okay. Built like a loaf of bread. If you're built like a loaf of bread, that's fine too. Everybody's different. And that's what we need to embrace, is everybody different. Wow. But yes. You're welcome, Pablo. I appreciate you submitting that question. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's look at the questions here. Don't apologize, Ring. There's nothing to apologize for. That's quite all right. We're here just enjoying each other's company and thinking about things. It's important to think. And it's okay to be vulnerable at times. The world sometimes feels like it's hardened, and you have no one to turn to. You might have friends, but they wouldn't understand, or siblings or parents that you just can't discuss things with. But sometimes discuss them with yourself is what's mattered the most. I find sometimes that while your inner monologue is important, sometimes saying things out loud can solve your problem. Something you might be thinking about might sound absurd out loud. It might sound silly. Apple Tree, this is the Dadvice call-in show. If you'd like to call in and talk, phone number's on the screen. We'll gladly hear from you, or fill out the form as well. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you existing, and I appreciate all that you have to offer this great world. I appreciate you too. You're doing good. I appreciate it. Got some more questions here. Mo from Guts. I appreciate Mo and all she has to offer. More questions here. What is the best kids TV show for teaching kids morals? That's tricky because everyone's morals might be a little different. Kelly Cat, thank you for being here and existing, and I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well this evening. Thank you. There's a lot of great shows out there, but I think it has to fall in line with your own beliefs and morals. That's what's most important, right? When it comes to morals, those are values and beliefs that you think people should live by and abide by. And my main thing is let, live, and love. Love cures a lot. Anything that sends people towards hate, you're gonna feel worse in the end. Hate's a path that people should not travel. Rugrats is a good moral show. That's a great show. You have Tommy and Chucky going on adventures, and Tommy being brave, Chucky being scared, and teaching that it's okay to be scared, but bravery can be found in those moments as well. It teaches kids how to cope with those that are not agreeable, like Angelica. It teaches teamwork. It teaches all these things. How to get out of a sticky situation. Daniel Tiger, that's it. That's a good one too. We like some Daniel Tiger. You have Arthur, if they're a little bit older. Arthur's a good one too. Blue's Clues. Those are great shows. The Magic School Bus. Although that episode where they go inside the body a bit, negligible, but that's sometimes it's important to learn as well. Sometimes learning is what's most important. But what I would challenge here is that while TV can offer good morals for children, nothing can replace a parent or an adult in someone's life. A role model, rather, is what I should have stated. I apologize. You know, TV can fill those gaps when needed. Of course, I don't begrudge any parent who uses them as a learning tool. Quinn, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing, and I appreciate you. Now, while those shows might offer some value, you know, the real value comes from being a role model. And being a voice for your children. Quinn, hello. Happy Father's Day as well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. But, you know, you can watch Blue's Clues or Arthur or Daniel Tiger, and there's plenty of shows that offer good morals. But let's not forget that nothing substitutes quite like an adult role model. And that's what we need to know the most. It can help, but it cannot replace. I think that's what's important the most, is that remember that you and your voice will carry forever with a child. Because they see your actions. They see how you compose yourself. And they see those things, you know. A lot of people don't give children the credit they deserve for being rather intelligent. They pick up on things. They can see your demeanor. They can see whether you're happy or sad. And make no mistake, I'm not telling you to hide your emotions. Because expressing your emotions healthy is a good example for your kids. But remember what it means to live by an example. What example do you want to set as a parent for your kids? How do you want to? You know, how do you want to see them live their lives? Because eventually they'll have to leave the nest and be out in the wild on their own. And you can only hope that you've done enough to prepare them for that, to prepare them to live a life with fulfillment and joy and something that you can look down on and say, I helped do that. Hey, I helped with that. I was a part of that. And, you know, I helped make the world just, you know, a planet with nearly 8 billion people on it. I helped. I helped make it just a little bit better, whether it's here locally in your local town or city or region, wherever it may be. You've done your part. And that's what's most important. Got some more questions here. Let's take a look, shall we? Bear with me. These are quite detailed questions. I'm quite surprised. Bear with me here. Well, I'm assuming this question's interesting. This question's pretty interesting. I'll see if I can give it a crack. Okay. They ask. More of a practical question here, but it's, we can dig in those too, shall we? They ask, how tall should I cut my grass? My mower has 7 height settings that range from 1.5 inches to 4 inches. Also, should I bag the clippings, let them shoot out the side chute, or close it off and mulch them? Great question. Great question. Fantastic question, because there's different settings, and from 1.5 inches to 4 inches on your mower, that can be difficult, not knowing what the right height is. That's challenging. And some, for some, that could be enough just to not start the job. But we don't want that here. We want you to feel accomplished. We want you to feel like you completed a task and you feel good for the day, even if it's just mowing the lawn. What did I do today? I mowed the lawn. I feel good about that. Hey, what did I do today? I did my laundry. Feel good about that. What did I do today? Wash some dishes. Hey, you're doing something. You're making yourself better. And while these tasks might be mundane or boring, they're necessity for survival. And it's a slippery slope, quite frankly, when it comes to these things, If you don't do your laundry soon enough, it becomes overwhelming. You don't want to do it. Dishes pile up in the sink. You're overwhelmed and don't want to touch them or even look at them. The lawn gets too big. You don't want to do it. Oh, that's going to take too long. Too much grass shooting out the side chute. You don't want to touch it. For some people, there's a point of no return, unfortunately. But I challenge you to find that point. Find that thing you need to do and tackle it head on. Maybe there's a light bulb that needs changing. Maybe your smoke detector needs batteries. Maybe you have some loose wiring out of an outlet you need to fix. What's that task you've been putting off for 2-3 months that you should do? Let's think about that. What could you do? There's no better time to start than now. Find a solution and work towards it. It doesn't have to be immediate, but if you put yourself in a position to improve, you're winning. You're winning. You're doing better. And like I said, every day is an opportunity to get better, dare I say. But the question is, how are you going to get better? How are you going to improve? How will you make yourself into something new, something improved, something that you weren't before? That's the question. Seem to have gone off the rails here a bit. Forgive me. That's what happens when you're a dad. You go on these tangents that seem a little bit much, but bear with me. Bear with me. I digress. Okay. The mower. That's a great question. It really depends on the weather. That's true. The weather will dictate the size you want. Now that it's summer, right now, you want to keep it a little bit taller, but we know that not every climate's the same. So, if you live in a warmer climate, you want to keep it around 2.5 inches height. If you're in a cooler climate, I'd say about 3.25 inches, 3.5 inches. Keep it a little bit longer. You'll be okay. And then, what you want to do with the rest is up to you. If you want to mulch it, you want to put the extra effort, that's the best thing you can do for your lawn, but hey, shooting out the side chute, some people need that, and that's okay. Because you know why? You got the job done. And that's what's beautiful. You got the job done. You did the work. You did it. And no one could take that from you. You might have people scoff or laugh or say inappropriate things, but when you take care of yourself, they can't take that away. They don't know you, but they can't take that away from you, and that's what's most important. Whether it's taking care of your kids or running an errand or checking on a loved one, the self is the most important piece of you. Have you checked in with yourself lately? Ask yourself, self, how are you doing? What's going on? What's on your mind? Have I been good to you, self? Have I been good? And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. That's perfectly fine. It's okay to say no. But just know that when you do say no, there's a challenge lying ahead of you. And whether you want to tackle that on is up to you. But please, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no and check in with yourself. Self's all you got at the end of the day. Even if you're married or you have kids or you have other loved ones, family members, co-workers, friends that check in on you, all you have at the end of the day is yourself. And if the self isn't taken care of, none of that else matters. You have to take care of yourself. First and foremost. Is it selfish? Some might say it is. But without the self, what do you have? Excuse me for one moment, please. Phone line's open. One moment. Pablo, hello. Welcome back, my friend. Phone line's open. 408-462-2923. In fact, I'm going to need a favor. I need one thing from you. Can I ask for one thing from those of you that are here with us today? If you could share the word of Johnson and Dadvice tonight, I would greatly appreciate that. The more the merrier. That's what I find. The more the merrier. And together, we can grow. Together, we can achieve what we want to together, mutually. But I need that from you. So if you could be so kind as to share the Dadvice information, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a good evening. Phone lines are open. We've got some more questions here. Or fill out the questionnaire. It's available at the top of the screen. Thank you. have a question here, and this is a great question. I'll let everyone know. They ask, excuse me, feeling kind of parched here. I do apologize. How do I make it look like I'm going easier on someone in Mario Kart without letting my opponents know? That's a great question. I fancy myself a gamer sometimes from time to time, and I do enjoy Mario Kart racing. It's wholesome and very challenging. I find myself vexed sometimes and frustrated. We all get frustrated, of course, but it's how you release that frustration, which is most important. I want to reiterate here. So to this person, it sounds like you're a pretty gosh darn good karter, aren't you? Yeah. I'm assuming you're talking about a younger sibling or a child. Someone who's much younger, clearly. And I get that. Well, a couple ways you can, if they're young enough, you can make sure that their controller or whatever their device they're using is not plugged in. That's always a fun one. A bit cruel, but at the same time, it's not without merit. Not without merit. The other ones you can, other options that you have is, slowing down, taking it easy. Challenge yourself, maybe see how far you get. I know there's items in this game, this video game as the kids call it. There's banana peels and red shells and the bullet things, and there's also green shells and blue shells. There's so many colored shells. It's incredible. Bombs, which, gotta tell you, kind of questionable, but it's okay. There's no blood. It's fine. Also a star power. God, who wants to feel like a shooting star? I know I do. I'd love to feel like a shooting star. Flying through the space, galaxies away, without a care in the world. Where would you go to if you were a shooting star? Where would you fly off to? Where would you want to go? If you're a shooting star on this planet, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? Furthermore, how would you get there? That's a good one, Wheatbread. That's a good one, yes. And this is, in fact, where they keep all the candy bars. That's a good one, yes. I agree. That's so silly. Oh, Wheatbread. Oh, Wheatbread. That's funny. Now, you have options with Mario Kart. Again, maybe they have the carts that you can change. Maybe try a different cart before that you haven't used before. Challenge yourself in new ways that you've never thought of. It sounds like you need a challenge. So, life itself can be a challenge. Understandably. But what are you going to do if life wasn't a challenge? So I challenge you to challenge yourself and find a new look on life. Whether it's through Mario Kart or relationships, personal, professional, in your community, and find them. Because that's what's most important, truthfully. Those relationships, they are the ties that bind. Would you give me one more second, please? I do apologize. I do apologize. Bear with me for one moment. One moment. Kylie, hello. Welcome in. Exclamation point fart. So silly. Oh, Kylie, always a kidder. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for existing. I have a neat toy here for you. My son wanted to share it, and he thought you guys might find it interesting too. So, I said, why not? You have great ideas, son, and I'd like to share it with you now. This is a Funko Pop of Eddie from Stranger Things. I don't know if you can see that. I'll pull up to the camera here. Hold on. Let me pan in. A little tough with the lights and whatnot, but Adrian, welcome in. Thank you for being here and existing. Thank you. Maybe when Dadvice takes off. Ring banana. Thank you, Adrian, for being here. I hope you're doing well. I want to share this with you because he wanted to share it. And I think sharing is important in life. Sharing, makes the world go round. We share our feelings, share stories. We can also share kindness. When was the last time you shared kindness with someone else who really needed it? Think about that. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the sub. You're better than everyone else here.
Where does the poop go?
Monsters, thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. I appreciate you. Where does the poop go? Well, that's a great question. Where does the poop go? I've always often wondered that myself. But I will say, when you're a curious human being, you want to explore. And gosh, that's amazing. Now, it does depend where you live. Obviously, if you have a toilet, if you're using a toilet, I can only assume. But the poop goes down the sewers where, the Ninja Turtles would be, maybe. I don't know. Your poop goes down there. And there's, believe it or not, there is an army of poop wombats in the sewer. Because their poop, see, the funny thing about wombats is they poop cubes. So they are intuitive to construction. They have been taught how to construct things out of poops. They are wombat poop engineers. Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to reuse our poop somehow. So when we reuse the waste from our bodies into useful things, then we're better. We become better. I know, poop wombat army. I know it's tough to believe, but it's there. Kylie, I'm going to direct you to use the Dadvice question form, please. Reuse, poop cycle. Yes. Kylie wants to cut line. That's okay. Patience is important, but we also need to respect those that are impatient too, I suppose. So, what is the best brand for blinker light fluid? Great question. I usually go with synthetic Linosol is a pretty good brand. There's also Blink 2.0. There's also Blink 180U. Those are good ones. I stand by those. I'm not, and now make sure I'm not sponsored by any brand of blinker light fluid. So I want to make sure that's perfectly clear. It's just me as a dad, is you gotta try them all. You gotta test them all and see what works best. We but have you not exchanged your blinker light fluid lately? You're kind of puzzled there, I suppose. You seen that one? Yeah, I think it's been on the shelves for a bit. I think they're one of the longest running companies now. I know there was changes to how blinkers were developed in the 80s. Not trying to age myself here, of course. But, there was technologies that advanced then, and they kind of hit the nail on the head. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you need fixing your blinkers, you know what the fluid to get. So I think that's it. I think if I had to pick one, that would be it. But you know what? You know what the best part is about that, Kylie? You're trying to improve yourself. Even if it is through your vehicle. You are taking care of something. And taking care is kind of the themes for tonight. When have you taken care of yourself? Yourself, your child, something of importance to you, and obviously a vehicle, a means of conveyance, is important. So I'm proud of you, Kylie, for checking in and addressing those things head on, not afraid. Because you need to do that. Vroom, vroom. I wish you many vroom, vrooms ahead on the highway of life. You deserve it. I have some more questions here, only a few left. Once we're done, we might just wrap it up. Phone line is open. At the bottom of your screen, there is a phone number there. It is available. It is open. Feel free to check in. We will take your calls. How do I fix a toilet? Well, it depends. That's a very broad question. Whoever might have answered this or addressed this one. Depends. Depends where the issue is. Is it in the bowl itself? Is it on the water line that comes from the wall? You got to identify the problem first. Is it the toilet seats not aligned properly? Is it the tank? Do you have a toilet where it's running with water, doesn't seal? You hear it at like 3 a.m. going off, and it scares you awake? Many different fixes. But make sure, whatever you do, you make sure you turn the water off first. Okay. Identify the problem. Most times it feels like it's the sealer in the tank, that seal, that lifts. When you plunge, it lifts the seal up. The water goes down. Usually that's typically the problem in the tank. So you need to find a new seal. Or, at your local hardware store. But identify the problem first. You'll know how to address it. And that's just like the self, right? Have you checked in with yourself lately? Have you checked in with your toilet lately? And it sounds like you haven't, if you're asking how to fix it. So maybe now is the time to check in with your toilet. See how it's doing. Does it need anything? Does it need cleaning? Does it need assistance? Does it need help? We all need help at some point in our lives. I always say it's best to build as many bridges as possible because you never know when you'll need to cross one or someone will need to cross one of yours. Bridges help. Let's bridge the gap and fix a toilet. More questions here. Thank you guys for submitting the questions. I appreciate you. We will cross the bridge when we get there. That is true. That is true, but the bridge has to exist before you can cross it. If you get there and the bridge is out or broken, your journey's ended. It's very difficult to traverse that cavern then. So build those bridges with as many people as you can. Love will proliferate your bridges. They'll be strong. They'll be fortified. And you can cross them. Or, conversely, someone will need to cross your bridge when it's up. And you'll be there for them. Look at me. I'm talking about bridges when we're thinking about toilets. How silly of me. Oh my gosh, you got me monologuing, Kylie. Oh my gosh, who would have thought? Who would have thought, you know? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. You know, life's amazing the way it works sometimes. Yes, you did that. Wow. You know, that's incredible. Proud of you, Kylie. That's great. Funny thing, it is a funny thing. It can be funny. You know, it could be happy, it could be sad. It's a lot of different things, but life, you know, at the end, I think is funny. The billions of us living on this rock in the galaxy of a universe of size of which we cannot fathom, and here we are, existing. Jackson, welcome in. Thank you for being here, and thank you for existing. I appreciate you. Phone line is open. Questionnaire is open as well. Make sure you check in if you haven't already. How are you doing? What are these new power-ups? You know, I'm not sure. Quinn, you know, I don't know, you know, Quinn, I'm not sure, Quinn. I'm not sure if I can adhere to such a vulgar response, you know. We're better than that. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break that, you know, that's fine. That's absolutely appropriate. Absolutely appropriate. I need advice. Well, we've got a questionnaire. We've got a whole chat. You know, you can ask in chat too, but if you'd rather remain anonymous, we have the questionnaire form for everyone. Quinn, I don't know the video you're referring to. I'm sorry. I'm just, you know, I'd like to think of myself as a simple man. I guess I'm not as cultured as I might appear to be. I'm so sorry. You know, the tie can be deceiving. You know, it makes me, you know, it's just for show. It's makes me feel smarter than I actually am. So, you know, it's for appearances. How do I remind a streamer? What's a streamer? They need to fulfill their charity stream milestone rewards. That's a great question. Politely and in a civil manner. You know, that's important, obviously. And you know, as a discussion point. But just be kind and be patient with them. Even if it has been close to 3 years, perhaps, for some people. There's a line, obviously, and a word is your bond. You're only as good as your word and good as your bond. That's what's important. So we need to remember that. So if it's been a while, have patience. Because, you know, it sounds like that's what's keeping you around in some cases. Is that been fulfilled? What would you be fulfilled then and your journey be complete? That's the question. That's the real question, Jackson. But alas, we have more questions here, and phone lines again are open. The journey, yeah, your journey, Jackson. What is your journey like? What's your journey like, Jackson? I'm really curious. I'm really curious, actually. Let me know. Gosh, isn't it fun? It's so fun being here. Gosh, we're living, guys. We're breathing and we're living and experiencing things we did not think we could experience in our lifetimes. Every day is great. You just gotta look for it, right? You wake up, you see the sky, and you take a big breath of air and say, what am I going to do today? Amazing things happen every day, right? Amazing things happen every day. Kids learning to ride bikes. Someone falls in love. Someone gets married. Someone learns a new skill. Someone says, today is the day that I get sober. Someone else finds a skill inside of them they didn't know they could. Someone does a performance they didn't know was possible. Someone finds the answer that they've been looking for a long time. Someone builds a relationship. Life is amazing. Sometimes you just have to look a little harder for it. I have some more questions here from the forum. Oh, here's another one. Another mechanical one, more or less, but, we'll look at it. They write, I haven't cleaned my dryer lint or vent in 2 years. How do I go about doing so, and what dryer vent cleaner drill attachment do you recommend? 2 years. Wow. It's a long time. But, like I've said before, you are addressing the problem. That's the first step. That's the first step of finding a solution. And that's what's most important, is finding the solution. Question is, where does the lint go? Is it try and escape the house normally? After 2 years might be challenging. You have a couple options, though. There's a couple ways. One, what you're going to have to do, most likely, is expose it from both ends of the vent, right? So typically there's a attachment on your dryer which leads into the wall. So you find that attachment, unhook it from the dryer where the lint gets sent. What you're going to want to do is, if you have a leaf blower or some means of propelling that lint forward as much, you want to do that. Okay. From the other end, they sell dryer lint extensions that you can go through and find. Okay. That's the other end. You want to try and poke and prod in there and try and free and loosen it up from there. And keep doing it. It's not going to be easy. 2 years is a long time, obviously. But yeah, those vents need to be cleaned out. Dare I say, that's a fire hazard waiting to happen. Gee golly. Wouldn't want you to go up and smoke now. Up and smoke. That's a joke. That's a funny one, right? Up and smoke. Up and smoke. Anyway, the joke's past. It's fine. The moment's past. I realize I can be silly, and then it snowballs, and I can't handle myself. Sometimes I get things out of hand. I'm so sorry. It's fine. That's okay too. That's all right too. We keep living, keep marching. Silly me. Fire safety. Yeah, fire safety is important. It is. Only you can prevent forest fires. That has nothing to do with lint, but, important to live by. Very important to live by. Indeed. We got some more questions here. Phone lines are open. We have a call.
Call from
Keo Place?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Thank you for calling Dadvice. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, am I supposed to treat you like you're just a father figure or like my dad? This is not the question. Johnson?
Well, Keo, great question. Listen,
that's not my question. I have an actual question.
Well, listen,
Johnson, you there, buddy?
You're allowed to ask multiple questions. This isn't, just to reiterate, this is not like a genie with 3 wishes. You can ask multiple questions. That's okay.
That's why I stated at my end step that was not my question.
No, but
can I tell you my actual question?
No, you get
buddy,
you get multiple questions here. There's no pressure. There's no pressure.
All right.
Okay?
Cool. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. So.
Okay, Alex, you're tripping over my lunch bags. Careful, baby.
Okay. So to answer your question, I don't I'm hoping to offer advice from a perspective. I'm not necessarily your literal father, but, from my life experience and whatnot, I can share my knowledge and hopefully pass it down to those who need a little guidance in their life. That's what we're here for. Shared knowledge. Am I going to have all the answers? No. But I think I can offer a perspective that, some people could use, perhaps. So.
All right. No, I'll take that. So, anyways, here's the advice that I'm trying to get, kind of in the form of a question. But anyways, so I just got done watching Inside Out 2. Not sharing spoilers, right? How do I tell the two little fuckheads in front of me to not laugh during...
I'm sorry, I was taken aback by the vulgar language by our guest. I apologize profusely for such foul language being used. It's not part of what I am or my identity. I want to sincerely apologize for that. It's not very becoming, and I should be doing better. We all should be doing better.
Call from...
Get me back on the phone!
Life can be difficult for some people, and I understand that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And I think that's been missed here. It's what you say, it's how we are conveying our messages across, and that needs to be realized.
Call from...
I was so angry I couldn't even understand him at that point. That was I feel bad calling someone belligerent, but sometimes the truth hurts, and we need to acknowledge that. People's shortcomings. It's important to have an honest dialogue sometimes with people when they want to be vulgar or lash out, and also take heed in knowing it's not you they're mad at. They're mad at themselves.
Lurkers are
How
worthless.
people do this. Jackson, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for existing, and thank you for being here. Farewell, my friend.
Call from...
I just want you to know that I have a bottle of beatbox.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello there. How are we doing tonight? Hi. I'm sorry, your message cut out. What? You have a bottle of what?
It's called Beatbox. It's alcohol. It's a fruit punch.
Okay.
Flavored.
So are you?
Yeah.
So are you saying the alcohol is the issue here? Is that?
What I'm trying to say is I haven't taken a sip yet, right? This is me drinking after two individuals in front of me, also while watching Inside Out 2, were just laughing at a moment where I was crying, and I got very frustrated with them. I kind of want to punt those kids, but then there was one other dude in the right that was just like, calm down, bro, calm down, shh, you're going to get us kicked out, bro. And God, how do you handle that situation? You're a dad. You're a dad. You take your kids out to watch movies, right? Now, I'm a 28-year-old man who's trying to watch Inside Out 2, and I want to punt some kids.
Well,
so I guess the question is, how far?
Well, let's not. I don't want to promote violence on this show. That's not what we're here for. I cannot be an advocate for violence of any kind. I will say, however, I did watch Inside Out 2. And, I was really upset, too, actually, in my theater.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
What happened in your story?
Well, there were a couple people sitting behind me, and they were cutting onions, and it really upset me.
Oh. So they were cutting onions behind you, and that upset you?
Yeah, they were cutting onions. My eyes got watery, and I couldn't handle it. I had to walk out, and it was very frustrating.
Mm.
You know?
So it wasn't like my experience of just two kids just couldn't handle not shutting up for like, a minute, not just like tossing their chair back and forth and then repeatedly leaving the movie theater at just very random times.
Well, did you ask them politely to be quiet?
No.
Okay.
That's where I'm looking for advice, because I'm not confrontational.
Okay.
I make sure that I stare at them while they're leaving and while they come back. It's very indirect. But I want to know. Clearly, that's not impactful. They don't give it.
But you're in a dark theater, correct? At this time, they can't see you staring at them. They don't care, right? How
right,
impactful
and also
is
because
that?
I'm brown, that doesn't help either. I do realize that.
Right. They can't see you or acknowledge you. If they were concerned about your feelings, they wouldn't do it in the first place, correct?
Correct.
Were there a lot of other people in this theater, or just you guys?
It was a packed house.
Really?
But it was those people in particular that were just loud.
Did anyone else say anything?
No.
Interesting. But it was affecting you then. So no, it was not affecting anyone else, just you.
I'm pretty sure it affected a lot of people, but those people have kids. And those kids that's their priority, right? But I'm just by myself. Which also isn't a good look.
If I know the scene you're talking about, because I just saw the movie today, is it near the end of the film? Is it like the climax?
It's during when they climax in the movie. Yes.
Okay. The way you worded that, okay.
It's during the climax.
Very well. Well, as a parent, you've sat through a movie for over 90 minutes at this point, and it's
It was a short movie,
finale.
Right?
No, that was actually pretty long. I think it was an hour and 40, wasn't it? Let's look at. You know what? We can look it up. Let's take a look.
I don't know. I walked in at 6, and it ended around 7:30, so that was 90 minutes. But it just threw me out because it was still daylight in California.
Yes.
Yeah,
hour
that really
and
threw me off.
minutes.
I was expecting like night time.
Okay, hour and 36. Well, when we saw it today, there were 20 minutes of trailers before, so that threw us off a lot. 20 minutes, which is, I'm not Mr. Movie, obviously, but seems a bit excessive, to say the least. It seemed a bit excessive, Well, you have a couple options. You can, well, the challenge is it's right at the climax of the movie, right? You don't want to confront them, and nearly no one else did too. I'm willing to bet if they were that, I'm not discounting you, but I'm sure there'd been one angry dad in there if that was the case. So I challenge that. I think because it was the end of the movie, you're not going to win at that point, and a lot of times theaters won't they won't remove someone that late, but like you can't get your money back or anything at that point because you've seen almost all the movie, right? So your options are limited then. I mean, you can
deflate their bike tires because they don't drive yet.
Yeah, I mean something like that. But then you could use kindness, right? If you just think about kindness.
I'm just frustrated, and you know what? This whole conversation, it really, it put me in my place. I'll say that much. But does it make me feel good about the situation? No. But am I accepting what happened? Yes. Am I drinking alcohol because of it? No. But am I drinking alcohol because I had this in my fridge for the last 4 days? Yes.
Okay.
But it's for you to decide if it was for that reason or not.
No, it shouldn't be that reason, friend. It shouldn't be that reason. But you have to move on. You can only control what you can control, right? Your emotions.
Right, and what I am going to control is the 3 liters of Pete Box wine. I'll send you a picture. It's actually huge for no reason. I'm not drinking the whole thing. That's irresponsible.
Of course, that would be irresponsible, and I know you'd be a very responsible person, easily.
Right.
So,
and then my final closing remarks, I guess, is, hey, chat, when's in chat if you would punt that kid in that?
saw it coming from a mile away. You know, we like to grow and move on sometimes, and sometimes people have a harder time doing that than others, and that's okay. That's okay. But have you grown? Have you become a better person from that experience? That's the question we all need to ask ourselves. Was it an ideal situation? No. Can we be better? Yes, we can. We can and we should. That's the thing. Absolutely. I mean, we can role play here. If I was in that position, would it bother me? Of course. I'd probably give an indirect shh like that. One of those. You gotta practice your shh. There's a level that we're like shh or shh. Right? There's different shushes. You gotta practice your shush in advance. There's a shh or a shh, more of a hiss behind it. That's important too. Kia, that's your call. You know, if you don't feel comfortable there, that's on you, my friend. Yeah, I feel the same way about Taco Bell. The Taco Bell makes you run for the border. You know, in a bad way. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. See, I don't agree with that. I don't. If they are of age like was suggested, I just tell them, hey guys, not cool. Like, it's again, it's all about what you say and how you say it, right? It's like sitting in a chair backwards to address, the youth, right? Pull up a chair. Hello, fellow youths. Hey, want to let you know, pretty lame during the movie. Not cool. I did not appreciate it. Have a good day and move on. Like you need a moment to express yourself, but you don't need validation from them. There's at that point probably no validation you can get from them that would satisfy your feelings. But sometimes expression's all you got. So you need an outlet to express yourself. Whether it's a text you send yourself or that email you put in drafts and never send. Something to express yourself is important to let those feelings out. And that's key to letting your emotions feel fulfilled somehow. Oh my, we have another call.
Call from
Ring Banana.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Welcome in. You're on Dadvice. How's it going?
It's going. How are you doing, Dad? Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm doing all right. Surviving and, offering my experiences here to those that want to listen, quite frankly. And I appreciate those that are here existing with me today.
Oh, that's I agree. I'm glad that you exist today, Dad, and every day.
Thank you. You have a question?
Yes. I do. So this is it. This is actually another movie theater one. I promise this isn't about hurting children.
E-Chef, thank you for being here. Welcome, and thank you for existing, E-Chef. Thank you.
So I went to go see Furiosa yesterday with my husband, which I admit I don't remember what it's rated. I want to say like R, I actually don't know. But I saw a person come in with their like very obviously underage child, and I was just wondering, like, as a someone who's a parent, what do you think is their logic with bringing their like very clearly underage child to a very violent movie?
Well, I think the beauty of parenting is there's no one right way, correct? Um, to parent in that sense, right? Me personally, would I do that? Probably not. But if they've already exposed their child to that medium and they're not acting out in the theater, then who am I to judge at that point? Is it what I would do? I wouldn't do that. No. But everyone's different.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. But
I mean, because everyone, everything is PG-13, right? But we all know that, like, when we were 7, 8, 9, we were watching PG-13 movies. Everyone watched.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Everyone watched a rated R movie before they were 17, right?
Yeah, I guess I did. I had to think there for a minute.
Right. You see it because you see it from a different lens, right? You don't see it as a kid. You see it as an adult now, so your perspective has changed on it. But imagine if you did something that someone else didn't agree with. As long as the kid isn't acting out and screaming and crying, I think it's great. That's their choice as a parent. Would I do it? No. This sounds crass and maybe a bit. It's not crass here for me, no, dare I say, but maybe we don't know the full story, right? Maybe they're a single mom. Bringing their kid along. Maybe the babysitter wasn't available. Maybe it's cheaper to bring them to the movie than get a babysitter.
True.
So I without knowing the full story, hard to say. I think if anything, my only hope is that they've done their research on the film to know what to expect. Because the thing that's different now than even like 20, 30 years ago is that there's more resources for film to look up
know more ahead of time.
Yeah, you know more what's in the film. Is there nudity? Is there gore? Is there violence? Is there suggestive situations? All those things you can parse through and find out. Or there's even, gosh, I bet you there's like 100 Facebook pages for moms just to ask about movies. Like, just that. There's probably hundreds of those.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe it.
Where mom groups ask, hey, how does this movie, And, like, there are some mom, I'm willing to bet there's a group that says, like, there is X seconds of, like, blood. There's, 45 seconds of sex. There's, violence of this magnitude. Like, they probably have it trimmed down so much to a science. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be surprised either.
So I think, on the surface, I understand where you're coming from. That does sound selfish. It does. Because you're thinking, why would you bring a kid to this R-rated movie? Now, let me ask you this. What time did you go see the movie?
I did go see it like 6:15, so it wasn't like super late or super early. We were not going to go to the late showing because I'm a boomer, and if I'm out past 9 p.m., I turn into a pumpkin or something.
Fair enough. Yeah, so, if they were going to like the 10 o'clock showing that young, I'd be a little more concerned about that, but they picked a time where, I would probably, if they went to the 6 o'clock, if that were me, I might go to an earlier showing if that was a issue to avoid adults or whatnot, but I think it's up to the parent and the kid. The kid can sit there and, like I've said before earlier, we don't give kids credit enough for, like, what they can experience, right? Because, like, it goes back to other things in life that we talk about. Having that dialogue with your kid about these things, a healthy dialogue's only going to help them, right? Because, like, you can only shelter them for so long, right? Understand, like, with my kids, a lot of things, like, the language we use and the things we share, we don't, we tell them, like, this is for us at home, not for school, right? We don't share those certain things or words or things at school, and they understand that, right? And so, like, there's value in that understanding, because That's life. You can't. There's language and words you can use in certain situations that you can't use in others. So it's actually a valuable skill to have, to give them and acknowledge too. So I think, am I asking for, am I advocating for a newborn infant to be in a Dolby Cinema with stereo sound with THX cranked up to the nines? No, let's pump the brakes a bit, okay? But,
okay, thank God we agree on that at least.
Right, I'm not advocating for, pop a womb out in the middle of the theater or whatever, and enjoy your rated R flick, enjoy a Clockwork Orange, but, I think we don't give kids enough credit, or the parents for that matter, because I think the parents know best at the end of the day what's best for their kids and their feelings, and maybe, like my kids, some of them, some weird, not weird, say PG-13 stuff that's, a bit esoteric for their age, but they like it. Who am I to judge,
That's true. I like some weird anime as a kid.
Right. Exactly, right? And you kind of look back and think, oh, that was kind of cringe, or, that was who I was. Right? That's how I became to be, because I was exposed to these things, one or another. And, I think, at some point, you have to get off the pot. You know what I'm saying?
But I have Crohn's dead. I can't get off the pot.
Well, you know what I mean. You have to get off the pot with your kids, right? And that either happens at an earlier age or later. It's going to happen. And I do believe in some form of exposure therapy, in that it helps them acclimate to the world in some degree. Whereas if you keep them sheltered, that's far worse than the exposure they might have, in my opinion.
I think that was pretty solid. Thank you, Dad. That gives me a bit more perspective. I will say the kid did not act up during the thing, although there was this really awkward part where, this isn't a movie spoiler, but the theater was completely silent because it was a completely silent part of the movie, and that was the exact moment someone decided they needed to recline their chair.
Oh,
you're just sitting there in silence, and all of a sudden you hear, and I told this to my husband, and I was like, am I missing something? Like, what happened? He's like, someone's reclining in their chair, and I was like, oh. It was just really awkward. I was like, of all the moments, you couldn't wait another 10 seconds.
Right. Matitude. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing, my friend. Welcome in.
All right. Well, I'll let you get some other callers, but thank you for your perspective, and happy Father's Day, Dad.
Thank you very much. You have a wonderful evening. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Wow. Movies. They can bring us together. A shared experience. Gosh, I remember waiting for midnight releases. We don't do that anymore. Tuba Guy, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Wow. We don't do that anymore. We don't have I think the problem is we don't have many shared experiences anymore in life, like midnight movie releases or even video game releases. That was a real part of culture growing up, that shared experience. And I think, movies and, dare I say, sports are the last bastions of that shared experience, We've shunned those things, and dare I say, the movie theaters are not what they used to be, right? That's one less shared experience. Right, Ring? That was 15, 16, 18 years ago? Goodness, how long ago was that? That must have been, was that 2007? Wow. Time flies. Jeez, time does fly. Well, the phone line's open. We do have the questionnaire. Let's take a look if there's any more questions. Oh, you guys have gotten so many questions. That's incredible. Thank you, guys. Let's see what we have here. Here's a good one. How the HE double hockey stick do I cook a pancake? I've never cooked in my life and have to cook pancakes. Give me some tips on how to make a damn good pancake. Great question, whoever submitted this. Pancakes, they're so simple and so wonderful. They remind me of growing up. They remind me of home in a way that not a lot of things can, right? Waking up in the morning, shuffling out of bed, sitting at the kitchen table, bunch of pancakes on the kitchen table waiting for you, some maple syrup there, some butter, shuffling in your Batman pajamas. Get a couple of pancakes in your gullet. You're ready to attack the day. God, not a better feeling. But back to pancakes. It depends. So the question becomes, number one, you're going to want to follow the recipe for the batter, whatever batter you have. Or the other option is there is instant batter, which is mixed for you. You want to grab that off the shelf. Might be a bit easier. What you want to do is heat up the pan a little bit on medium heat or so. Okay? And then you're going to want to squeeze right in the center and let it pile up there. It'll just sort of simmer from there. You want to stack it. It'll sort of congeal and find a circle there. You don't want to ring it. You want to stop it at one spot, like a nice plop. Okay? And get it there. Give it some shape. Okay? The key, there's two keys here. You got to understand. Okay? The heat, well, there's three actually. The heat on the pan. Okay, which you want to coat with some butter or some sort of coat, oil. Not a lot, like a spray oil, something you can coat it with. That's important, okay? Put your batter down, because you don't want the pancake to stick. If it's not coated, it's going to stick. That's a problem, right? Make sure it's coated first. Agree on a size of a pancake. Start small. You always go bigger. Start small and go from there. Man, some of the best things are like silver dollar pancakes. You ever had those? They're like the size of a silver dollar, a little smaller. Those are fun. Those are fun. As long as the pancake's good, the size won't matter, truthfully. But you can knock out a few silver dollars. Those are good. That way you don't feel overwhelmed, because then you have to flip something smaller, a little easier on you. It's all right. Start small, think big. Now, so you got your batter, relatively decent temperature. Here's the two critical components. Number one, you're going to want to flip it once the side up is bubbled across, right? You see bubbles forming at the top. That's when you know it's sort of congealed on the other side and cooked through. If you do any sooner, that batter's not going to be rigid enough, and it's going to go all over the place. So you want to make sure those bubbles are there, so there's some sort of rigid dexterity to the pancake, okay? Right? Then you're going to want to shuffle under there, a little spatula, a little motion like this, kind of just creep under there, and then just, practice makes perfect. The key thing here, you don't get down on yourself if you make a mistake, right? You just keep getting better. That's what I say. Every day is an opportunity to get better, okay? So you just take it in there and just give it a shot and flip that bad boy over and let it sit there for a couple more minutes, and you're good to go. It's super easy. It sounds daunting because it's a pancake. Life is full of imperfections. Nothing's perfect, right? That's the same thing with pancakes. They're like snowflakes. Pancakes, snowflakes. Not one is exactly the same as the other. They're all beautiful. Because it's the love that goes into making the pancakes. So that's most important. Well, everybody's different. Everybody is different with their needs, and that's okay. That's all right. Everybody's different. Absolutely. And that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of what it comes down to, really. Gosh. But yeah, what I would suggest is practicing. Practice makes perfect. Legal, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you for existing, my friend. Phone lines open. Surveys are up. I did, legal, yes, I did. We took the advice and we're moving forward. That's what's most important. truthfully. You keep moving forward in life. You keep trying to improve upon the day before. Gosh. Another question here. God, you guys have so many great questions here. What late Father's Day gift do you give a dad who has a year's supply of face shaving items, has a dresser full of cologne, no room in closet for new shoes, bought his own gym supplies, and already has a couple wallets, dresser, and closet are full of clothes as well? His only hobbies are exercise and cars. Well, it's a great question. You get a couple options there. You say it's like to exercise. Do they use the gym? Do they have in-home equipment? You could offer in-home equipment for them. Plenty of activities there. Cars, you can see if there's a car show nearby. Take him to that. Shared experience is important with your father. That's what's really important too. Those shared experiences that get you through the day. Back to exercise. Hey, Dad, I couldn't get you them, but I'd just like to go on a hike with you. Would that be something you could entertain, perhaps? Because you can't put a price on time. That's all we got at the end of the day is time. Some more than others. But when time's running out, you'll wish you had just spent more time. So anything as far as a gift, the dad who has everything, doesn't have time. Take time. Take time to spend time with them. Truthfully, that's what would matter the most. Take them out to dinner. That's what I would say. I think that's important. Take time. Take time. Phone lines are open. How do I explain to my parents it's not just a phase? Great question. I think at one point in life, we're all misunderstood. And we just hope that someone will listen at the end of the day to whatever it is that's going on or taking place or what might have you. Now, without knowing the full details here, it sounds like your parents aren't accepting of whatever is going on in your life, which is unfortunate, right? I think as parents, our job is to listen. That's ultimately what our job is to listen to our children and advocate for their needs. And not really question how they're feeling, right? Because what they're calling a phase is your feelings and your emotions. And no one wants to have those questioned. Never. It's tough for some people just to exist, let alone have to fight for existence. So some parents need a little more of a nudge in the right direction. Other parents just won't listen. And for me as a dad, I insist on listening. That's all I can do at the end of the day is listen. If I have nothing else to offer, I can listen. I still have my ears. I can listen all day. But if they won't say it's a phase, it's tough when it comes down to that. I'm not advocating for you to cut your parents off or not speak to them, because at the end of the day, you're going to want to speak to them. But my hope whoever asked the question is in need of support, guidance, and they find that somewhere else if they're not willing to give it to you. That's the truth. So what do you do with your parents who say it's just a phase? You know, keep living your best life, doing the best you can. That's all we can ask of each other, right? Maybe one day they come around. Maybe they don't. But you can only exist for yourself at the end of the day. And that's what matters most. Attitude. How do I achieve Twitch partner status in 30 days? Asking for a friend. Well, you know, I struggle with how you can achieve such things in 30 days. That sounds like a daunting task, nor would I want to. For me personally, you know, when it comes to things like that, which I don't really discuss a ton here, but I'm in it for the long haul. I would say that's the worst possible solution you can ask for is a Twitch partner in 30 days, because you're gonna hit a huge high, you're gonna hit a peak, but that valley when you come crashing down is gonna be all that's left. Because you want people that are invested in you, not the number. You want people that value you as a person, right? And so I ask you, would becoming a partner fulfill something in you? Or would you rather exist as you do now and feel more fulfilled rather than chasing something? We all want to chase something, of course. We need goals in life. That's healthy. But how you get there is also important. The journey. The destination. Because once you're there, then what? What's next? What's the next step, right? What do you have to offer at that point? I mean, after all, it's just a silly check mark that Twitch devalues as the months go on anyway. Sad but true. It's just a badge of honor at this point. It really doesn't offer much. Because you mean to tell me that while there are great partners out there, I fancy the ratio of partners to non-partners out there that are more entertaining. You know, there's people out there that will never get discovered, quote unquote, that have a lot to offer, and that's unfortunate. Just the way life works, and sometimes it's skill, but I think a lot of times it's luck when it comes to these things. So my answer was I would not ask them to achieve that in 30 days. I would not advocate for that at all. Whatsoever. We got some more questions. That's some great questions. I'm gonna step out. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Just a moment. Hang tight. Hang tight. Let me shut this off here. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. I hope you're having a good night. I appreciate you all existing and being a part of this journey that is Dadvice. I'm going to step away. I'll be right back in just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. Meet a new friend and learn about each other a little bit. You know, that's what's important. Sorry, I was a little parched, so drink some good old H2O. Oh, it's a little transparent here. That's funny. That's good. Water. Drink more water. Simple piece of advice: drink more water. When you're thinking, drink it. If you think it, you can drink it. Drink water. What do we got? Some other question. Let's see where we're at right now. Okay. Let's look here. What kind of questions we have here? Let's see. I have a nugget eating contest coming up soon. I'm super nervous. Any advice on a good method to eat them? Yeah, very carefully, I would say. Not sure of the amount here, but, just be careful, be safe, be healthy, be respectful, and treat your body like a temple. Nuggets sound pretty dangerous. Not my first choice of food, obviously, but I wish you nothing but the best of luck. It sounds, as long as you're prepared with a cardiac team on standby, I think you'll be doing okay. As long as someone's there to support you, certainly. That's the key. That's the key thing. Phone line's open. Got a bump? This is an interesting one. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'll advocate here. I got a bump on the tip of my tongue, and it's been difficult doing anything that involves my tongue without it feeling bothersome. What do I do? It's funny. The answer's at the tip of my tongue, but I just can't come to it. Got him. What's the perfect dipping sauce for eating 175 nuggets? Asking for an acquaintance. Wow. There's all sorts of sauces, that you can advocate for. Some would even say, there's donkey sauce, Guy Fieri. We also have spicy ranch, yum yum sauce is another one. Last Dab Experience, Da Bomb, some Japanese barbecue. I'm just making these are random. Okay, I'm just going off. Japanese barbecue sauce, Arby's horsey sauce, Taco Bell avocado ranch, and some fish sauce. Those are just some of them. Mad Dog Plutonium is another one. Yes, not 357. Plutonium. Got to keep that in mind. What should be here this week? It is en route, and I'm going to crap my pants. Or someone will crap their pants, probably. Not me. But it's important. Definitely. Yeah, someone crapped my pants. That's true. That does happen from time to time. A lot of great questions here. You guys came through. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Got That one. That one's done. That one. The best advice I ever got. Great question. I've stated it here on this program already. Is build bridges. Build in life. You need to build as many bridges as possible because you never know when you'll need to cross one or someone need to cross yours. So make sure those bridges are built and they have a strong foundation. Because at some point you're going to need a lending hand, or you'll be in a position to help someone else out. But that can't happen unless those bridges are built. So keep building those bridges, boys. And if you feel like your bridge is not up to code, check in. See if it can get up to code. If there's anything you need to do to, get it OSHA certified and compliant, that's a key thing. That's important. Making sure it's there. A couple more questions here. If we get no more questions, we're gonna probably end a little early. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Got that one. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Did that one. Okay. Do you need life insurance? Did you know you can use it while you're alive too? That is true. But no, I don't need life insurance this time. But thank you for asking. Thank you for inquiring. I appreciate that. You never know. You don't know till you ask. A lot of times the answers. You don't know till you ask. I like Pepsi better than Coke. Obviously I'm wrong. But how do I deal with being a Pepsi enjoyer in everyday life without feeling like a freak? Well, I really can't speak to that, really. I mean, different strokes for different folks. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being a Pepsi enjoyer in this crazy world. Crazy Coke-filled world. Everyone's got a different flavor. Enjoy it while you can. And that's all right. Should I hit or stay on 17? Depends what the dealer's showing, but 9 out of 10 you're going to stay. You're going to often stay on 17. Depends what the dealer is showing, though. And depends also what the other cards are on the table, too. Who's playing, what they're holding. You got to kind of look at the deck in front of you and see what your options are. And what statistically would be the better outcome. Other than that, you should stay on 17, though. That's kind of the safety, right? Staying on 17 is just the worst, though. It's a challenge, but it's tough. Advocate, sure. But yeah, if you like Pepsi, there's nothing wrong with Pepsi. I have no problem with it. Is this person made fun of for their Pepsi? Their love of the Pepsi? I hope not. What a shame. I wouldn't want to live in a world with just Coke. That's boring. We need different flavors. The flavors of life are what complete us. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. And that's awesome. That's pretty cool. Don't you think? I think so. I'd like to think so. Let's see where we're at right now. Just a couple questions left, and we'll just head on out, shall we? Okay, thank you. What kind of dad advice do you have for a millionaire like myself? I don't think I have a kid, but there's always a chance. Well, if you are a millionaire, as you claim to be, fitting pretty good. You're content with life, I would imagine. But it sounds like you have an unfulfilled desire. Something is missing in your life, which is why you're here maybe, which is why you've joined us here. I don't blame you. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it is not a sandwich. So if you're here, you must need something. But what is that something? You don't think you have a kid. Well, I would double check to make sure that's something you can verify, obviously. No one's reached out, but Can jet fuel melt steel beams? Depends who you ask. Succubus, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. Hello. Welcome. Salutations. Jet fuel melt steel beam? I don't think so. I think that one's been tried a couple times, but I don't think that happens, I don't think so. It's alright though. But if you're a millionaire, how does it live without gnomes? You keep going on. Know that the memories you shared with Gnomeson are going to reach out to others, right? It's a shared experience. Think of it that way. You had Gnomeson for a bit, great, and now they've gone on with someone else. But now that person will move on with someone else too, and they'll make it back here. And that's something we can share together, that we can have as a part of us. Not everyone's going to have Gnomeson. Not everyone signed up. But those that did, well, their life just got a little more special, didn't it? I'd say so. I would agree. But back to the question. If you're a millionaire, I think if you're a millionaire and you're content with your life, keep living life, right? But if you are a millionaire, the best thing to do would be to put that money in a trust fund or an investment of some kind or a stock option where you can live off the interest. Live outside your means. Treat yourself every now and then, but understand that if you have enough, what else are you doing in life for yourself or others? If you're content, what about those around you? Is there anything you can do to help others? I think that's what we lack. Again, the world lacks compassion. This world needs more compassion in it. And that's what it's missing the most, is compassion. So I hope you as a millionaire, you've worked hard to earn that. You deserve it. But if you're missing something in life, think about what life has to offer. Or rather, what you can offer it. What do you have to offer life at this point? What else can you do? Is there anything you haven't done? Is there anything you should do? No, my attitude, I don't think you're a failure at all. No, hardly. No, you're doing great. You're doing very great for yourself. That's the sign of success. And success can lead to happiness. It's not everything, but it can lead to many fruitful endeavors. And as long as you're happy and fulfilled, truthfully, it's all that matters in life. At the end of the day, I would just the last bit of advice would be just stay happy. Do what makes you happy. If it doesn't make you happy, then why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Because it feels like it's the right thing to do, or you want to be in with a group of people, or you don't know what else to do with your life, so you keep running the hamster wheel? Maybe. But at some point, you got to get off the hamster wheel and realize there's more of life worth living for. And what are you going to live for? What do you want to live for? Who are you living for? Why are you living? For what purpose? What purpose do you want to serve? That's the question. We've got a... If this is the bottom question now, I think we've answered all these questions here. This will be the last one of the night unless we get more. Or, again, the phone line's open. Feel free to tap in. We'll take your calls right now. Here's a question. How should you mentally and physically prepare yourself for eating some stupidly hot sauce? Asking for a friend. Well, a lot goes into that, right? Preparation's important. Knowing that if you are eating stupid hot sauce and you are a moron, no, that's you know what? That's rough. I take that back. That was not proper of me to say. You know, we've been on a good streak here, and my words got the best of me, and I fully apologize for that. I should not speak like that. That is improper. I apologize. But if you're going to eat hot sauce, stupidly hot sauce, as written here in the question, their words, not mine, you got to psych yourself up. You got to know you're in for the long haul. And know, no matter what you do, there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? There is a final destination when it comes to this hot sauce endeavor. The difference is, are you going to walk and stand proud through that light, or are you going to be on your hands and knees crawling, begging for mercy? Do you want to be standing proud and tall of your accomplishments, or are you going to be on your hands and knees crying and being upset and miserable and not standing proud of your accomplishments because you did it? Know at the end of the day you did it. You did something with your life. And you can be proud of that moment that you accomplished something. As trivial as it may be, you did it. You set out a goal and you accomplished it. Whatever that goal may be. For them, it's McNuggets. And that goal will happen at some point. But not today. Not today. Wow. What a journey. What a journey. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around. You've been great. I'll leave the phone line open shortly while we're winding down here. But if nothing, I hope you all have a good night. It's been a tour de force. Legal, thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for your kindness, your utter generosity, your extreme generosity. And I hope you all are well. Thank you. Where are we at right now? Let's take a look here. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for an incredible show. It is Father's Day, and if nothing else, you took the time to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't do it without you. Phone lines are open. Let's take a look here. One last call. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you. I'll see you when you have more advice. When you need more advice. Oh, ad break ended. Okay. He's back. Thank you for being here. Can't do it without you. I will see you all again on Saturday for Sabotage, the charity game show. It is back. It is hosted by yours truly with good old. We got a great lineup of contestants today. Saturday. Excuse me. I'm just, my mind's everywhere today. I apologize. Silly me. We've got Ababox as our guest judge. We've got Josh Belmar as a contestant. We've got Duty Beard as a contestant. Oh, we got a call. Oh my. Wrap it up. We got a call.
Call from
Obama.
Hello. Thank you for joining the Dadvice channel. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing this evening?
Not bad, I'm been chilling. It's Father's Day. I spent some time with my dad today.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, how was that for you?
It was pretty great. We chilled. Went to dinner and shit, or brunch, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you have for brunch?
I had like a poached egg with like hollandaise sauce
Ooh.
on an English muffin.
That's tough to make, It's
yeah,
hard to
that's
find.
why
Yeah.
I ordered it, because I was like, I can't make that at home. Might as well.
Right? So true. So true. Get that stuff you can't make at home. I do find it funny sometimes when some of these restaurants charge, $14 for a grilled cheese sandwich. It's silly. It's silly at times.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for calling in.
So,
do you have a question? Just wanted to say hi.
Yeah. How do I get out of credit card debt? What's your advice on that?
Ooh, credit card debt. Great question. Okay, great question. It's tough because when you're credit card debt's tough because you need the credit in order to exist, but then you have to pay it off to exist, but then you need the credit to exist. So it's a deadly cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So the simple thing I think was just you have to exist within your means, which is tough when your means require you have a credit card.
Yeah.
So the only suggestion I get is you gotta pay down more than your minimum. That's how they get you.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, you can only pay off this much. It's like, but then after 3 to 6 months, that interest is accrued to the point where you've made no progress, right? If you have like a $3,000 credit card, $4 or $5,000 credit card, you're paying the monthly amount, the minimum amount. It'll take you 5 years to pay that off, and that sounds like forever. No one wants to do that. It's terrible. So you've got to pay more than the minimum. That's the key thing. Pay more than the minimum at a time, whatever you can, even if it's just a few dollars more. Some months will be better than others, but pay off more than the minimum, and try and reduce your spending as much as possible. I know that's tough. It's tough because then you get life sucks sometimes. Let's be honest here. I can say that life sucks. You need some credit card hopefully for emergency use only. If you have a car, you need your means of conveyance to get you to place to place. Things like that. Heaven forbid you have a medical emergency, put you in debt further. Credit card debt though is dangerous. I think it's important to acknowledge what got you in that position. Number one, Number 2, has that been reduced or removed from your life in some way? And then 3, what can you do to get out of it? And that's kind of, what can you do to remove yourself? I know that sounds very simple and superfluous. There's no concrete answer there for you, but you gotta take the steps towards progress, what I've been saying all night. Steps towards progress, change, something where you feel like you have accomplished something, right? And again, whatever your minimum is, try and double it. If your minimum's like $60, $70, try and do 120, 140 when you can. And the part that sucks is, as you might need money to float elsewhere, but you might have to scrimp on lunches and stuff. Like, that's the hard one is food, right?
Yeah.
That's the tough one is food and making food for yourself, because when you get into a funky mental state, you don't want to do that. And you just want to like go grab like a Panda Express or something. Even though that's even questionable, but even then, and you get in this weird cycle, and then you wonder why it happens, and you're down again, and you just can't lift yourself out. So one thing you could do is, if you have your financial means in order, is if and when you get paid, the first thing you do, if you have no other outstanding bills, is to pay as much as you can towards the credit card right from your checking account, whatever it is. That way it doesn't touch anything else, right? Don't let it sit there so you can use it for other things. Spend it on the credit card ASAP, so that money doesn't go sit in your bank and think you could have it for food or going out. Like that's the thing, is like going, like the experiences, whether that's travel or dining out or movies or anything like that, that's extracurricular, has to be toned down. Like, it has to be. There's no other answer. So, and that's why it's such that you work so you can have those things. Then you feel like you can't have them because it's all going to the credit card. But then once you start like making good progress, and you can feel like you're making a good effort to reduce that amount, then it'll start snowballing. You'll be like, oh, okay, I can do a little bit more this time. Because what it really takes is you to change your habits. Because your habits got you, I'm not here to judge, but habits probably put you in that position, more or less. Maybe. I don't know. So it's hard to break the habits, hard to break the cycle. But once you break the cycle, you'll start seeing positive improvement.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate hearing that. I think what you said about, like, working to have those things, and then when you can't have them, it sucks.
Yes. Exactly. Because you feel like you work for nothing. And then you feel it's like it's a cycle. So then you work towards those, you don't have those things, like, well, fuck it. I have whatever left on my credit card, I'm gonna pay for that thing anyway that I can't have. And then you lose all the progress you had or whatever you were trying to make for. So it takes a first step of willpower to move yourself forward in a positive environment. Yes. That's my answer.
Thank you, Johnson.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate your perspective.
Of course. Anything else?
Let me think. Should I put my cat on a weight loss plan?
Is your cat overweight?
He's a big cat, but like I don't think he's overweight. I think he's like 16.5 pounds.
That's not. I don't think it's that. It depends on the breed, but that's not too bad. I think my brother's cat is probably like close to 25, 30 pounds. He's a chunky boy.
Okay.
He's huge.
Okay.
He's a big boy. Like, and they left food out for him to eat constantly, and he did. He is. I wish I could share a photo at some point. He is huge. I'm not kidding. I mean, I don't know. What does he get vet checks often?
I think he needs to more often, but I just been brokies lately.
Sure.
But like he's pretty athletic, I would say. So he's not like he can jump pretty high. So that's why I'm not too worried about it. But I was just wanting to see if like is 16.5 too much? Is 17 too much?
I don't think so. It's like there's certain cats which are bigger, like the. I don't think you have a Maine Coon, but I think those are huge cats, right? Like those are giant cats. I don't think 16 or 17 pounds is bad. Yeah, so it's maybe a little bit more than you want. Depending on, what, is it a female or male?
It's a boy cat.
A boy? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a little. It's not too bad, but it's something to watch out for. Maybe if you notice it getting worse, then yeah, you gotta intervene.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're talking about money and funds right now. The special diet food or whatever you get is more expensive. So it's like
Yeah.
damn it. Yeah, so I would just keep an eye on it. Obviously, if you know he weighs 16, 17,
Yeah, I'll just start taking
maybe,
him
but
on walks.
like you said, if he's athletic and he's jumping and getting that good exercise in, I wouldn't worry about it. How old is the cat?
He's like 4 years old.
Okay, still young. Yeah, okay. So, young enough where that's not going to affect him, but as he gets older, that might be an issue. Like on the joints and stuff. So, he's still young. That cat's still young. So you got time. But, put it on the back burner and make a note of it and just see if you notice him getting a little more portly maybe or heavier. Then like, all right, we got to do something else. We got to put you on a diet or like a timer. They have those too where it's like a timer, feeder dispenser.
Oh yeah, I have one.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just the type of food he's getting or whatever. I don't know.
True.
Yep. So I would say no, but keep an eye on it.
Mhm. Alrighty, thank you, Dad. I appreciate that.
All right. You have a wonderful evening.
All right, you take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. What a tour de force. What a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here. I could have asked for more. Thank you guys on this pseudo-inaugural Dadvice Show. Not the first time, but this is the first time I went all in on it. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you're well on this Sunday. I couldn't do this without you guys. Again, Saturday's the next stream. And we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's check this out. Let's go check out... Since he's going to be on the stream this weekend, let's go check out... Oh! Whoa, Manitou! They have a raid, homie. I appreciate you. We need Dadvice. Manitou's been in here with Dadvice questions all night. Molly, welcome in. Do you have Dadvice? You have a question? We're about to raid out, but if raiders have questions for me, we'll keep the party going. I'll let it sit here for a minute or two, but thank you for existing. Manitou, they have the raid. How was your stream? How was life? Thank you. I appreciate you for sending everyone here. Call in Raiders. Yeah, would the Raiders like to call in and keep the good vibes going? They want to see this happen. We got another, few minutes left, I suppose. But thank you. I think we're gonna if nothing, we're gonna raid out to Duty Beard here. He's gonna be on the stream on Saturday, June 22nd. It is. I don't want to make a big deal. Hey, I was press quite. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I don't want to brag or boast right now. No one likes someone who brags, but Saturday is kind of my birthday. Okay. I'm doing a charity stream on my birthday. Okay. So we're doing a charity stream on Saturday, Sabotage, with Ababox's guest judge, Duty Beard, Josh Belmar, Carmi, and Persephone. They're all going to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee it. It's going to be one of the best editions we've done. Check that out on the Discord that we got going on. For more info, !Discord for all you lovely folks. Thank you. I hope this was a pleasant evening. Thank you for the experience. I hope we can make this a regular thing. I think, any new idea takes some time to get off the ground, and the more we do it, the more we put it out there, the more it exists in the spheres of life, then we can pursue it further. You gotta start somewhere. Any challenge, you have to start somewhere. And that's what's important here. But I want to thank you all. I'm going to turn off the phone then. Phone and off in 5, 4... 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more phone calls. Put this off on here. Okay. Let's go say hi to Duty Beard. What's our message going to be, though, boys? What's our message? What should our message be to him? Something like this. Dad's got advice for you. Maybe that. Not my dad, I know, but like in spirit, right? Can you unpixelate yourself for ending? No, I cannot. There you go. There's the right message. Let's go say hi to Duty Beard. He's playing Elden Ring right now, if that's your thing. I'll see you guys, probably no stream Thursday. But we'll see you Saturday. Alright, I got a lot of planning to do for Saturday. Gonna be a good stream. Bye. Adios. See ya. Sayonara. Thank you for being here, and thank you for experiencing Johnson and Dadvice. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I really think it will be. But thank you. Alright, where's that rate button? Here we go. Alright, we're out of here. See you later. Ta-ta. Toodles. Bye. Goodbye. Thank you, Legal. I appreciate it. Goodbye. Goodbye.